have a little bit of minutes to spare, not a whole lot, but I wanted to hop back on here. So tonight what I'm doing is getting ready to take a picture of, you get to find out a little bit. I just spilled that water everywhere. I said I was gonna move. I had a watering tray on the ground. Let's move it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so what I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to take a picture of my Hoya. Now, this is the Hoya that's been in the mealybug cabinets. Yes, she still has mealybugs. Now, what I used to do is only post the good stuff. And then I realized is that, yes, it's nice to post the good stuff, but people who have plants, we go through things. It's things that, you know, especially when my plants caught pests. I just was so embarrassed to talk about it. When I wasn't properly watering my plants and my plants was dying off of dehydration, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to share about it. So the only good pictures that I used to capture were pictures when I go straight to the store, and as soon as I come back home, I would take a picture of the plant, keep taking a few pictures of the plant, and then probably in about 3 to 4 months, the plant wouldn't look the same, and I wouldn't take pictures of it anymore. But that's not the case now. Right now, things happen, so your plants get pests. And when they do, you just have to treat it. So tonight we're going to be talking about the steps that I'll be taking when I'm treating something for mealybugs. Now, I do apologize. I'm a little distracted with the water on the floor. I'm going to have to clean it up. This S&S 203, you know, I've talked about it or been talking about it. This is something new that I introduced into my plant room probably about 6 months ago. Now, up until then, I used to use the insecticidal soap. You know, you can get that from your big box stores. Let me see, do I have just a bottle laying around? Yes. This is probably what you used to see when you go into the store. Now, nothing is wrong with this, and before I tried using this, I would go up and down. I would swear by this. However, I will say that this allows you to be able to mix it in water and get into the soil, and so it can get a little bit more than just what you see on those top leaves. But either way, any type of treatment you want to get for your plants is going to be good, better than nothing. But this is what we have going on. I'm going to move it a little bit closer so you can get an up-close view of the bugs, because you can miss them. Let's see here. I'm sorry, I didn't think to show you before I started spraying and getting all up in them. Let's see here. They hide in here everywhere, so you don't. Keep going, keep going. I had a whole lot of them that was up here. Okay, oh, and here they are. Can you see that? I don't know if that light is going to get in there. But right between this stem, right here, you can see those mealybugs. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Miss Lady Joan, how you doing? I'm giving a little bit of my remedy of what I do for mealybugs, so we're going to see how this go. I just spilled water on the floor, only a little bit of it, but still. All right, guys, so what I usually do is use my mix right here, which is the 203, and then I use a sprayer of water. Now, when it comes to the ratio, you have to figure out what size bottle you have and how much to use. You only need to be using just a little tiny bit of it, and it works. Hey, how you doing? You only have to use just a little bit of it. Now, what I do is I mix it inside of here. I fill my water bottle up to here, and then I mix just a little, 2 or 3 little drops. That's all that it takes. Shake it up real good, and then I just start actively spraying everywhere. Now, the good stuff about this product is that you can actually pour it into the soil, and it'll also help too. So I just spray the plant entirely, all the way through. Now, this right here is a game changer. You see this? Okay, You can really get into those plants right in between all of these grooves in between that. I'm gonna bring you in a little closer. You can really just get into each and every groove that's like blind spots for us to get to. Now, it's very important that when you're treating for your mealy bugs, that you check your top and you check the bottom. So you check the top of your leaf like this, and then you also flip it over and you check the bottom. You see how it's a mealy bug hiding right here. A couple of them hiding right there. I never would have known. I just would spray my leaf, saw that that was fine. And this is how some people say they have mealy bugs and it's hard and they never go away. It's because you never 100% got rid of them. I had to learn the hard way with it. I just knew, I was like, well, the spray is weak. It's not me. Another good method to do, which I have done this one time before, but guys, I have this plant over here in this cabinet right here. This whole cabinet over here is nothing but pests that's inside of there. So sometimes a plant can be doing good and it's probably time for it to get out of there, but I'll forget about it. It's in there a little too long, and before you know it, it has a pest going on again. Now, until that whole cabinet is 100% mealy bug free, then that's when I trust bringing the plants or taking the shade out. But until now, I'm just gonna play it safe, keep those plants in there, and just keep on treating. If I treat all of them the exact same way, they're all gonna go away. It's not like I treat one way, one, another, and they're all gonna stick around. So just spray a little bit of this on here, and it's good. Now this is a natural product too, so in case you worry about that, I know me, I would take the chemicals if I can get rid of these pests. Now, what you're about to see me do is get a couple of pictures. So what I do with my plants is, I think I might have told you the story before. I love going outside to take pictures. That's when I got my camera. All I wanted to do was just take pictures of the plants outside. Well, what happened was the plants during the, as soon as August and September start rolling around, the plants will start dying. So the plants wouldn't be as beautiful to take pictures of anymore. So I would have to wait until springtime come again before I can get that feeling. And then I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grow my own plants. So here I am, being me, being Sean. I just jumped right on out there to start growing these plants. Killed them faster than I can keep them. But I jumped out there, and that's how all this began. So most of the time with every purchase of a plant, I'm always looking at the aspects of it, like how does it look when the color hits it. I mean, I have looked at it and Googled these plants just to figure out what they look like when they mature, because some plants you buy as a juvenile, they're totally different by the time they, grow up. So I ended up with a plant room that I could take pictures anytime I want to. So that's what I do with my Instagram account. I've been doing a little bit more fooling around, kind of doing the acting and stuff. Instagram is more so a finished product type of thing. And I love that aspect of you get to see the best of the best. But sometimes I think that competition or that play kind of psychs us out from true plant people wanting to actually get on there and fully express how they feel about things. Like you will find out that the community is really divided on whether to use pesticides and so forth to treat pests with, or go all natural amount. You see people who are very strong on their particular grow lights and their soils and where to buy this from and that from, heavy on humidifiers. Like you find, it's so many people who are very heavy on that stuff, but they don't necessarily display it out to everyone, and the only way for you to truly get that type of information is if you follow people's stories. Hello. And it's like you want to enjoy Instagram for what it is, but sometimes with that expectation being there, sometimes you're scared to post exactly what's going on. And I usually don't care. I post whatever I want to post when I want to. But I will say that the more I do my live and the more that I fall into my whole pattern of what works for me, the more comfortable I am with saying what works for me and what doesn't work for me. Some of my plants have been through it, you know what I mean? And it's not because I just meant to do it, it's because I just didn't know. You know, some plants, they just require different things. And sometimes, and I'll say this, and I've said it probably a couple of times before, where you are in your life, that reflects a lot of your plant care as well. Like, I remember when when my plants caught thrips, and I had that real big mealybug breakout. This was like 4 or 5 months apart. I remember that part of my life. Now, it wasn't a bad or a sad part of that life, but I remember being in that chasing, trying to get to the next thing. You know, I was in a race to nowhere. I don't know where I was going. But I found out that you're chasing a wheelbarrow that's never going to end if you just keep on chasing that next thing. And that's what it was with the plants. I just was chasing that next plant. I wasn't even fully enjoying my plants. Didn't even know what kind of plants I might have had because I was so into getting the next plant. Oh, if I buy this now, the variegated version, this version. And it just got to be a lot. And I really think the best thing that could have happened was when my plants really got sick because I was forced now to have to spend that money in plant care. But also, I was scared to buy anything else because I just figured whatever I bought was going to die. And so, some plants did die from that. I would say probably a third of the plants didn't make it. You got to think about it. It went into, I didn't know anything about plant care at all other than giving water and giving it light. So, when those things just started happening, I was overwhelmed. It's think of having think if you have 3 plants and one of them gets sick, and out of those 3 plants, one of them is sick, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna treat it, I'm gonna get to it. Well, imagine you times that by like 10. So out of your 100 plants, 30 of them are sick. You know what I mean? It was just it was just a scary, difficult time. I navigated through it. I needed to get through it because it taught me, hey, you gotta appreciate what you have because at any moment it can be taken away from you. And that's the part that I love about my plant room is that it allows me to come in here and just be me. Like I'll come in here and I'll just dance and I'll just have fun and I don't know it's like nothing else matters when I'm in here. It's like I know and I'm aware that there are other things like life that exist, but once I'm in here, the only thing I can think of is my plants and what I'm gonna do. And is this one getting bigger? And the next thing I gotta repot. And oh, I really don't want to have to buy a bigger pot. Like those are the things. And once once that level I guess was tapped into early on, that just kept me to want to just keep buying plants, I guess. And now I don't have a need to want to buy plants because I just want to push these plants just to the best of my ability. Like I'm very happy. I look around at these, like there was so many plants in here that I just did not treat right at the time. Just didn't know what to do when they held on. So that's why I'm always recommending most of the plants, if not all the plants that I have, because they truly are easygoing plants. And I love I love feeling like I know what I'm doing, you know, and just having these plants here kind of just confirms to that, like, hey, you know a little something, something. Okay, guys. So what I'm about to do now is that since I sprayed the plant and I got it looking all pretty, now I'm gonna go ahead and get some pictures of it. Now this is a Hoya. Now I don't. It's a Hoya Princess, but I don't want to get into the particular because I believe I said it wrong. It might be a crimson. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely is a Hoya. The way that I've been caring for this plant, The soil is a nice chunky mix. Now you notice that even though the plant is sick, the plant still looks very healthy. So the mealy bugs aren't taking over, but that's because I've been doing the active treatment on it. So guys, I'm telling you, as long as you work with your plant and you're just patient with it, and sometimes it could be months, okay? It could be months. Be patient with them, and they'll be patient with you, and they'll give you some great results. But this one right here, I bought about a year and a half ago. I bought it from my local nursery, one of my favorite ones. Well, I only go to two, but so both of them are my favorite. So there we go. I went to my favorite nursery, and they had this Hoya here. Now they had a lot of them there, but she was kind of big. You know, out the batch that was there, I know for a fact that I don't like to. I don't have any plans on buying baby plants unless I can afford the adult plants. That's just where I'm at my plant journey. I've been there, done that. Bought all the baby plants. You know, I had to grow them all the way up. Some made it, some didn't. It to me is you are a star, a rock star, when you can grow a plant all the way from a culture or from like a 2-inch or 4-inch pot all the way up to adulthood. Like you got it going on, and I congratulate you. I don't want to do that anymore. I've done that before, been there, done that. I'm good on that. Again, unless the plant is too expensive for me to buy as an adult. Now, if the plant don't cost that much, I will get the tissue culture or whatever it is and grow it from the beginning. Which I've always said, just to kind of keep myself sharp. I like to start a plant from just the soil when I cut a plant all the way down, just to see how it returns. All of my plants that are over there in my cabinet, complete soil. That's all it was. I cut them all the way down to that. So I'm going to have some before and after pictures, or maybe I'll do a video, but I don't know how I can include still images in a video for my long form YouTube. But anyway, we'll figure that out. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it anyway. I'm pretty good with that. What's going on, man? Man, oh man. Hey, man, I'm sitting here trying to get some of these pictures. I was sitting here telling everybody that I had, I was sitting there telling everybody that I have a plant here that's not doing the best, and I'm about to take some pictures of it and put it on Instagram, and hopefully they don't judge me for having a plant that ain't doing too good. But I'm just messing. The community over there is great. They laugh, they joke with me because I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. Good evening. Good evening. I'm sitting here just taking a few pictures, and I was going over the care needs for this Hoya. Now, I have mine in a chunky mix. It's the size 3 perlite, a little bit of orchid bark, and some peat moss or indoor potting mix. It's also in a self-watering container. Now, is the self-watering container helpful? Yes and no. I haven't properly been using it because it's been over there in the cabinet, and I've been having to monitor it back and forth. Still not an excuse, but I've just been wanting the plant to completely dry out. I feel like the more moisture that a mealybug has, the more that they multiply. So I try to keep things dry in there for the most part, and I even run a fan in there. Water this plant when it dries. You're gonna know when this plant dries. I don't know if you've ever touched one before, but they're very hard. They're like wax plants type of thing. I think that's their nickname. But it's very, very hard. When they are dehydrated, they'll get to be very frail, so you can almost bend them in. Like this, I can't really bend this in but so much or it's gonna pop. But when that leaf, when they are very dry, they'll be very bendable. So that's one way for you to be able to notice that. Good evening. Yeah. And so that's what I have going on here. Again, mealybugs is all on the back of these leaves. You know, one good thing, and I may just have to, depending on what the rest of these leaves are looking like, I may just have to do that dip. One of the things that I did when this plant first got mealybugs is that I just took it, held on to the bottom of it, and just dipped it in some warm water. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just water and a cotton ball, guys, also get rid of mealybugs if you don't want to use any type of chemicals or anything. Water, believe it or not, is the cure for just about every single problem with plants. That's just kind of what I found out. Yes, I know soil matters and your vitamins, your nutrients, and all that, but let me tell you something. Don't none of that stuff matters if you don't have no water. Just saying. Um, Water seems to water and cotton balls you get in between wipe off. Now it's gonna take you some time. That's why if you're not willing to put the time in to properly treat your plant and it has mealybugs and it's a really bad outbreak, it's almost impossible for you to get ahead of it. That's all it takes. That's why I keep saying that it's challenging. It's not hard. It's just challenging. You just gotta do a little bit more than just a quick spray. You just gotta get in there. But that's pretty much all I got going on, guys. Nothing too much. What y'all got going on? I'm scared to play some music because if I do, they might flag my video. I don't want them to do that. Did that for me. The very first live I did, I was jamming in here, bumping. And I get ready to post a video or want to, and they're saying flag due to music, and that thing was good. I had my record player playing, and it picked up the exact song, gave me the writers and everything. I was like, oh, okay, I be listening. At work, always, ain't nothing wrong with getting that money. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Be thankful to have a job. I'll tell you that. Well, you know, because I've talked to you before, you know, we talk all the time, but, you know, Dee, she good now, but, you know, everything is shifting right now, and job security, none of that stuff is there like it used to be. You know, AI will be running this world, you know, and I'm being stubborn. I keep watching the thing that keeps saying, if you use ChatGPT, you just an old person. And I'm just like, well, they answer all the questions that I need. What more do I need? But I am looking and seeing that there are some things out here that are powerhouse and that can do some amazing things. I just, right now, I don't need that stuff, you know? So I'm just going with what is going to benefit me. But let me tell you something. The AI is taking over all of these other jobs, but somebody's going to have to learn how to work AI too. So it's, yes, these jobs are fading out, but there's going to be a lot of new ones that's going to be coming in. And I'm telling you guys, we got to get with the times. We got to. If we don't, we're going to get left behind. And I'm not trying to get left behind. I tell that to my wife all the time. It seemed like my wife and I, we always make it to the finish line. But every time we make it to the finish line, it's a new race that's about to start. You know, I'm glad that we completed. And there's so much to learn. I'm just like, when is it ever going to be? And I don't think it's ever going to be, really. We just do a whole lot of stuff. I know me, I'm very busy. You know, I joke about it. Hey, what's going on? Gigi Mish? I believe I'm pronouncing it right. I don't even want to tell you now. You sound like Martin Luther King. That's the first time I heard that one. That's the first on that. But I'll tell you, I'm just sitting around here just trying to figure out really what the next move and so forth is going to be. You know, that's the thing. And I'm thinking at some point in time, I'm going to have to add in another trellis just to get this to grow like this and loop it around. Hoya problems, Hoya problems, Hoya problems. And I think that I'm going to let that be, it just sit there. Oh, I didn't think about that. I do not own any rights. And you know, I'm always joking when I see somebody say that, like, I do not own any rights to this. I'm making my head, of course you don't own any rights, but no, okay, for that reason it does make sense. Okay, okay, it does, it does. Hmm. Appreciate that. All right, but y'all, I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. I'm actually getting ready to get some dinner. Wife just got here a little minutes ago. Already took a shower and stuff. So yeah, y'all take care.